Coming up next, SKL. Share ko lang, mga kwentong serbisyong kusang loob on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan, Radyo, Katipunan, Radyo, Katipunan, Radyo, 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 Katipunan, Radyo, Radyo, Katipunan. Sa Blue Eagle kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay at tenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng kwela. Radyo, 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 Katipunan, Radyo, 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 Katipunan, Radyo, Radyo, Katipunan, Radyo, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero, sugod, todo sa kayod, dunong at tulog. Lipat na Blue Eagle, galing giting nagigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 Katipunan, Radyo, 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 Katipunan, Radyo, Katipunan, Radyo, Katipunan, Radyo,
Mare, alam mo na ba ang latest? Ano yan, Mare?
Ops, tama na ang chismis. Good news naman. Makinig sa mga kwentong legit at may antig. Mga makabuluhang storya ng paglilingkod. Mga kwentong serbisyong kusang loob. SKL.
Share ko lang!
Kasama ang Jesuit Volunteers Philippines at ng Radyo Katipunan. Ma-inspire sa mga kwento ng paglilingkod ng kusang loob.
Share ko lang!
I-share mo na yan!
Good afternoon, Philippines. This is Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM, the campus radio of Ateneo de Manila University. Your home for stories that inspire service, reflection, and hope.
And welcome to Share Ko Lang, Serbisyong Kusang Loob Season 3. I'm Julie Cobar Morales and I'm very excited kasi ito ang first hosting session ko. So thank you all for joining us and I'm so happy to be invited here.
Yes. So welcome, Miss Julie. So this is your debut for your hosting stint.
Yes.
So I'm Dikel Dagok. So it's great to have you on board in SKL Share Ko Lang.
So whether you are in live radio, watching us on Facebook or YouTube, or listening back on replay, thank you for spending this hour with us.
Our episode today is entitled From Then Until Now, the story of returning.
Yes, Dickel, it's about returning, and it's not just to a place, but to a calling. It is about the values that have shaped us, and ito na yung pagtugon sa ating pagbabalik sa ating simula. So magkakaroon tayo ng discovery, at babalikan natin yung simula at ang pagbabalik.
Tama. So here on Share Ko Lang, we believe that volunteer service doesn't end after 1 year. It evolves, deepens, and follows us wherever we go. Ika nga nila, di ba? Once a JVP, always a JVP.
Yes, naniniwala ako dyan. Kasi our guest today is someone who truly embodies that journey and answering that call. Actually, balita ko nga in demand to. Ang dami na daw beses na inimbita para sa SKL. Pero, ngayon lang siya nag-yes sa atin.
Finally.
Well, yung dinig ko marami kasi. Balita lang.
Napa-oo na natin siya.
Oo, finally he said yes.
Okay. So that's right, Julie. He's a JVP from Batch 32 who was assigned in Borongan, Eastern Samar, under the Commission for Social Action of the Diocese of Borongan.
Also batch 32. So, Dekel, siguro nung sinabing batch 32, naalala mo agad yung batch mo.
Opo. Yes, of course. Kasi ilang batch away lang si Goods, okay, from my batch.
Okay, and I guess to all our viewers, you will be able to recognize his story and how his commitment to service has taken on so many years, so many forms over the years.
Yes, from supporting JVP financially to generously giving his time.
So parang nag-evolve, no?
Yes,
Yung
yes.
unang oo, from the first yes to now. Because after the call, he also continued his mission even while pursuing graduate studies
Yes.
after his volunteer year, no?
So including a master's degree and a PhD in public policy at the National Graduate Institute for Policy Studies or GRIPS in Tokyo, Japan.
Wow, parang excited na akong
Yes.
tanungin about that
Ang daming
chapter.
baon
Oo.
ng ating guest
And
ngayon.
also, add ko lang na he also carries the same call to service as now, or presently, a faculty member at the Ateneo de Manila University.
Okay, so wag na nating patagalin, Miss
Yes.
Julie. So please welcome to share ko lang Kevin Christopher Go, okay? Or known as Goods. Okay, kilala namin siya bilang Goods, yung kanyang nickname. So he'll introduce more of himself or more of his stories later.
Okay.
Okay.
So before we begin our conversation, let's take a sacred pause and we invite everyone to pray and pause with us.
Yes. Wherever you are, at home, on the road, or at work, let us ground this hour in prayer. Loving God, we thank you for the gift of stories of beginnings, growth, and return. As we listen and share today, we open our hearts to recognize how you continue to call us, not only to remember where we came from, but to respond faithfully to where you are sending us now. May this conversation inspire generosity, courage, and hope. Amen.
In the name of the
Father,
Father,
and the Son, and the Holy
Spirit. Amen. Sige, I'm sure you're excited to listen to Kevin dun sa kanyang kwento. But before we do that, for all of our viewers, for those who may be hearing of the Jesuit Volunteers Philippines for the first time, Dekal, ano nga ang JVP?
So, JVP is actually a one-year full-time volunteer program rooted in Ignatian spirituality. So, we focus on faith, service, community living, and social responsibility. So, basically, we take a year or two of our lives to volunteer and help in the different communities.
Okay, so ang fuel ng JVP is the spirit of volunteerism. We are all mission to schools, parishes, NGOs, and community, especially those on the margins all over the Philippines. So ako, batch 15, huwag kayong mag-math, okay? Batch 15, double digit pa rin. I was assigned in Cabiao, Nueva Ecija as a grade school teacher. Yan. And close to heart sa akin ang Civica. Yes, kasi yon ang tinuro ko doon.
Yes.
And CLE, religion.
Yes.
Okay.
So, ako naman, batch 34, assigned in Rojas Oriental, Mindoro as a teacher, fundraiser in a rural community. So, serving a school, tapos yung mga mangyans doon sa area. And then, hindi pa ako nadala. So, I renewed actually for another year. So, batch 35, I was then assigned as a in the Jesuit prison ministry sa PJPS sa Muntinlupa. So I was serving the prison community. So
On your second year,
Yes.
2 taon.
Totoo.
Choice mo yon, di ba?
Yes.
Okay.
So more than a program, JVP is actually a formation journey for all of us. It continues long after the volunteer year ends. So kahit many years ago or single digit pa yung JVP, patuloy na we continue to live out the value of JVP.
You really stressed on the single digit.
Stress
mo yung single digit. Okay.
Walang
Okay.
emphasis doon. But
Sige.
yes.
Okay, so now, we welcome Kevin. So welcome to Share Ko Lang. Kamusta? Kwentuhan mo kami.
Okay, sige. Well, good afternoon first and
Yes.
foremost to everyone, to all our viewers. No? Ano bang kwento gusto niyo?
Sige, gusto naming kwento syempre yung sa simula. So let's start
Okay.
from the beginning. What was life for you before JVP?
Okay. So, before JVP, no? So I joined JVP upon graduation. No? So, as in sakto siya.
Saan ka nag-graduate?
Ateneo. No? I also graduated at Ateneo 2011. I was from the AB Development Studies program, no? And I still, all now, no? Bumalik loob din ako doon. No? I continue to teach with them today. Now the department na kami. Right?
Okay.
So back then, I think JVP was in my mind na rin, no? Since I was like a junior student. Tapos, may mga kilala rin ako na nag-JVP ahead of me. Parang si Jaisa Jimenez, she's batch 31. 31 ba siya? Oh, 30 ata.
Yeah,
30, batch
Okay.
30. So, she was a big inspiration for me to also continue on. Kasi at least I got a bit more, or heard a bit more stories about JVP then. And it was really, dead set decision ko yun na pagka-graduate, yun talaga gusto kong gawin. So, you can imagine, yung magulang ko natuwa doon.
help us understand anong ibig sabihin na hindi medyo natuwa ang magulang mo.
Well, of course, their concern was primarily yung safety.
Of course,
no?
of course.
Kasi we really wouldn't know where you would be sent, right?
Exactly.
Right? Until nandun ka na talaga na like you're about less than a month away, 2 or 3 weeks
Tama,
away from
anong
being
year? Oo.
from being missioned out. So, concern talaga nila yon, no? But no, it was a process that required a lot of consultation, no? And they really saw that I really wanted to do this. So, eventually, pumayag na rin sila. But of course, with a bit of trepidation, medyo takot. But I think, no, from today, no, they see naman, no, how it's helped me grow, no, and what I've been able to do since then. And from then on, no, I saw rin naman, no, very supportive na rin sila, no, with the development work in this path that I chose, no, and of course in supporting JVP as well, right?
So, basically, yung nagpa-oo sa'yo is yung experience mo in college and the people you know. So, ito yung nagpa-yes sa'yo.
Partly,
or-
yeah, partly, no. Itong kwento ko, no, I haven't really told a lot of people about this kasi sinasabi ng mga tao, binabola ko lang ako. Pero, honestly, no, nung bata ako, when I was in grade school, alam ko, I came from Xavier. So,
Xavier School.
Xavier School sa San Juan. So, syempre, very strong yung Jesuit, values and stuff, and yung teachings doon. I remember there was this video grade school pa ako noon, may pinapanood sa amin tungkol sa buhay ni St. Francis, who's our patron saint sa high school.
Yes, of course.
And I have this very vivid memory of this crab. Alam ko may kwentong gano'n, diba? Yung crab na may hawak na cross, down niya. But sabi ng mga tao, parang wala daw talagang gano'n. Hindi ko lang bakit pumasok na siya sa isip ko before. But it's a very vivid image in my mind, and I really remember seeing it, of this picture from a video, from a poster of a crab with a cross. Na yung cross was the JVP cross. No, I actually always have it with me sa ID ko.
Yes.
The Jerusalem cross yun, tama,
Jerusalem,
diba?
yes,
So it's always been there. So when I got to college, no, when I saw the cross there, sabi ko, parang naalala ko to. Familiar siya.
So, ito sa powerful image.
Yeah, it's a very powerful image, no? But I don't know, maybe it was some divine thing. Because I tried to look for that picture again. Later on, no, after JVP, nahanap ko siya, regular cross lang. Nakita ko yung picture doon.
Okay.
So, wala to, pero yun talaga yung nasa isip ko hanggang ngayon. I clearly remember a picture of a crab with a cross.
Okay.
And when I learned of JVP when I was in college, yun agad yung nasa isip ko. Kasi I remember the cross.
Okay.
So, that really got me interested at the very first
The curiosity,
The curiosity was there.
interest.
Oo.
Okay. Naniniwala ako.
Thank you.
Yes, I believe you.
Yes, me
I
too.
believe you.
So, that paved your way to JVP.
I would say so. Yeah, and of course, everything just followed later.
Yes.
Sige. And kwentuhan mo nga kami. So, it was year 2012?
11.
2012?
11.
Oh,
11, 12 kasi yung
11,
batch
11, 12.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Ano yung area mo and assignment?
I was assigned in Borongan, Eastern Samar, dun sa Diocese Social Action Center.
Okay.
Primarily, what they asked me to do there was to help out with their anti-mining campaign. During that period of time, no, there were a lot of small-time miners or small mining companies that were there. No, many of them, no, at least we believed, were very illegally doing their operations. So, my task, no, was primarily to draft letters and to draft mga proposal. To help with education, campaigning, to stop the mining
Yeah.
in the area. So yung kwentong JVP ko is not like what you see sa poster. No? Because I was like 90% of the time just in the office. So the most memorable things I actually had there, memorable experience I had there were not really work related.
Okay, tell us about that.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
The most memorable, the work related one.
You choose. Anong mas stronger sa'yo? Yung memory ng work o yung not work related?
Marami ako scary stories. Baka mamaya may hindi na mag-share. But the not work-related ones, no. There was a point in time na me and my partner both got hospitalized. We both got sick. But after that, no, it was very important for me, very significant sa akin yun. Kasi may isang family doon na that adopted us. No? So, like usually, di ba pag JVP,
Parang
usually,
foster
may
family.
foster family,
Yes.
no? But in our case, we were
Because it
housed
was
sa
parish-based siya.
parish-based staff house. Yeah, so when we both got sick, no, word spread, yung isang hindi mo Jesuit, yung isang diocesan brother na lagi namin kasama, his family was just from Borongan as well. So they offered that they would adopt us. No?
While
We were
recovering.
not even just recovering,
Talagang
but throughout. Because because I think waterborne yung nakuha naming disease noon. No? So, just to be safe and sure, pinalipat na lang kami. Right? And that was very memorable for me kasi at that staff house, we were just really us and yung mga staff na kasama namin doon. And sometimes it would just be me or just be me and my partner, si Faye. But when we were adopted, it was for me livelier a bit. No? Mas nabuhayan ako noon kasi parang may pamilya talaga ako doon. And that really stuck with me. No? And while of course di ko na sila nakakamusta from time to time, I still see them on Facebook. And, it brings me joy rin naman when I see na nag-update, nakikita ko updates nila sa buhay na nangyayari din.
Oh, when you were saying that, I saw a smile on your face. When you were talking about how that family cared for you.
Oh yeah.
Oo.
Yeah.
So, I guess yun yung magic ng
Yes.
JVP na you go there to serve, but actually, may nakukuha ka. They give back. Oo, no? And I think that's the magic. No?
Yeah. I would say probably a lot more. You get more.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
than you
Exactly.
actually
And
get.
that was one of the more.
Yes.
The much more
Yes,
that you got.
yes.
You got
The much
from-
more. Okay.
So marami tayong mahuhugot talaga sa
Oo.
JVP experience. But going back to that experience, Goods, did that discourage you? Like in terms of your work, your tasks? Kasi lalo na 'di ba at the start, your parents did not initially agree on you joining sa JVP. Pero what moved you? What made you continue to say yes to that volunteer service, to that program?
Well, despite getting sick and everything, I'm not so sure what really pushed me towards it. But I would say that alam kong ito talaga ang ginusto kong pasok. No? So, I mean, development work is something that I really like doing. Right? Adjacent to it as well. I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. No? So, apart, of course, from learning about people who went through JVP, my training and my education under dev studies really formed me into, I would say, how I do dev work, how I view dev work, and why, of course, I continue to do it. And of course, it helps me, or it keeps my passion for development alive. So for me, talagang, or hindi siya tanong. No, it's just really what I want to do.
Oo. So, parang ang nakuha ko dun sa sinabi mo, it was a choice. And somehow, it was incremental steps from what you studied in college. Tapos, alam mo, ito ang gusto kong gawin, may inspiration. Kaya din, eventually, your journey led you to Japan.
Yes. Tama ba?
Tama
Like
ba?
right after
Tama ba yung-
JVP?
Ano? Paano nga
Hindi
ba?
pa. Sige.
Not naman.
So, sige nga,
after
pakwento.
JVP, I worked for a few months dito sa Christian Life Community Philippines.
Okay.
So I was their community officer back then for about 10 or so months, if I'm not mistaken. So I joined them because when I was in college, I was part of the Ateneo org na Ateneo Christian Life Community. And that was really, apart from being Dev Studies, yun talaga yung part ng puso ko na dun talaga sa ACLC.
ACLC. Okay.
So, si Jaisa is also from there, so that's how I met her. And a lot of my inspiration to also shift into Dev Studies from my original course was also from ACLC as well. So we do a lot of pastoral work as well there. So it was not a very difficult shift for me to
Parang
to
tuloy-tuloy.
tuloy
Yes.
siya.
Tuloy-tuloy
Yeah.
steps nga.
Yeah. So
Oo,
from
oo.
from here, I worked I moved to, started working na rin in Ateneo. So actually, parang lahat ng trabaho ko sa Ateneo. So I worked na in the Office for Social Concern and Involvement. So OSCE.
OSCE.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
sige. Oh, parang memories.
Memories.
Alam ko yan. Oo. Yes.
Marami rin JVP daw.
Yes, totoo.
Even
Totoo.
before.
Oo.
So back then, I went there. I worked there for about 4 or 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. And then I was also drawn very much to teaching. So in OSCE, I do a bit of dev work at the side, but it was a lot more formation work. So that really helped me learn how to get along with people, learn to process experiences. And I really wanted to teach, but sabi sa akin, if you want to teach, you have to have further studies.
Yes.
So taking further studies was really, for me, means to an end that I really wanted to do. So it was both, teaching and doing dev work at the side.
Okay.
So nagbago na talaga siya. So now my larger passion really is to teach, right? But also doing dev work, but teaching development
your
as well.
roots.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So
Oo,
both in the
oo.
same time.
Yes.
So I really enjoy it now. So nag-aral ako.
Ito yung-
when I was in Japan.
Japan,
then,
okay.
from 2017 to about 2020.
And what school was
one.
that?
It was called the National Graduate Institute for Policy Studies. So it's a
Okay.
policy school, a public school as well there. So so I was just learning about public policy. Lahat ng mga klase ko pa na yung, government people. Yeah.
Okay. So, speaking of your study, so how did your JVP formation shape you on how you approach your life and in abroad, like your life and studies abroad?
I'd say probably dun sa part na alam mo kaya ko nang mag-isa. I mean, for a while I was really living alone during JPP year, and then even if I did have a foster family there, right? I mean, it's a very different experience still, Tapos syempre yung values na in-instills ng JVP about simplicity, was very, very still clear for me, So I tried as best, to live a simple life. I did have an allowance, It was, I would say, more than enough, but still hindi ko naman siya uubusin ng gusto. And of course, live with that what I can. And the other, I would say, I was thinking about it a bit earlier, yung isa pang siguro, the solidarity part.
Yes, yes.
Was you come in there, different country, different culture. There were Filipinos, of course, so I live in solidarity with them. But at the same time, you live in solidarity with the foreign community as well. Kasi kayo yung minority dun It's a very different experience.
Okay.
So for me, the shift towards who I serve, was of course studies kailangan magawa. But at the same time, I would help serve the student community in my school, which were primarily foreign students, who really didn't understand very much yet, yung culture, the language. So I'd help them out like with the paperwork, legal work, and other school-related matters that would hopefully ease their life as they transition.
So parang
in.
community din.
Yeah.
Oo,
Yeah.
Oo.
Galing.
Yeah, so I guess ang nabubuo sa akin na images are yung parang continuation, stairs. Nagko-continue siya, hindi talaga tumigil.
Totoo.
Oo, si Kevin and
Okay.
Goods, tatanungin ko siya mamaya bakit. Later, remind me to ask. So, hindi siya talaga tumigil. Kevin did not stop but continued the ladder, no? Taking the steps to answer the call of service.
Yes, that's true. So, you've mentioned also na yung mga core values natin, diba? So, naalala natin yung 5 S's. So, you've mentioned about simplicity, solidarity. So, those are the values na sa
Nag-stand out.
Yes,
Oo,
yes,
nag-stand
stood out in you. And even now, diba? Pero we are invited to continue to live out those values, the 5 S's. So, nakakatuwa. Ang talagang nagpapatuloy yung ating serbisyo, the
Correct.
spirit of helping, serving, in wherever fields we are.
Yes, and habang nagpapatuloy siya, may growth.
Yes,
Kasi
yes.
yun yung sinabi ni Kevin kanina. So, those are the things that struck me, may inspiration, may growth, tapos nag-e-expand.
Totoo,
Oo,
yes.
pagkatapos niyang mag-serve, nagkaroon naman ng desire for teaching, kaya naman na he decided to legitimize it by studying.
Yes.
So, yes, again, it's a continuation. So, I guess with this one, sa mga nanonood sa atin, meron nang na-inspire ba sa kwento ni Kevin? So how about we take a quick pause in our conversation because this is important. Because the Jesuit Volunteers Philippines application is open.
Yes, that's right. So if you're a young adult, discerning your next step, whether you're a fresh graduate or like Goods before or looking for something more meaningful, so you are invited to join JVP. So kung si Goods dati ay fresh grad, ako naman, I was a professional. I was already working before I joined
So,
JVP.
pwede rin
yun.
professional.
So, can take a pause, okay, from your work or from wherever you are, to maybe serve, okay, and help in the communities. So,
Okay, so the Jesuit Volunteers Philippines invites you to offer 1 year of your life in mission, formation, and community.
So you can actually visit the Jesuit Volunteers Philippines Facebook page and the social media accounts for application details and guidelines. We also have it on
So, may
screen.
poster tayo?
May poster. So pwede nyo din i-scan ang QR code for more information.
So we'll post it.
Yes.
Yung JVP recruitment material. Yeah. Hang on.
Okay, sige po. So, we will post it in a while. So, Goods, ngayon na nasa college ka, diba? How do you, so, kumbaga, ikaw yung magiging instrumento din for our, like, college students to be a JVP as well. So, how would you want to invite them? Or how would you entice na mag-JVP sila?
Actually, may mga estudyante ako na gusto, no? So, kung nanonood kayo, this is your
Yes,
sign, no?
yes.
Huwag na kayong mag-back out, please.
Totoo.
You saw
Yeah,
him and let Kevin be the sign.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So, now, fast forward, Kevin. After 14 years, you're now, as you said, part of the Ateneo community as faculty. Now, how do you see your role now as an educator connected to your JVP journey at panibagong community naman to because the students and the school, another step.
I'd say like in terms of community, you know, I mean, I would say that the faculty of Dev Studies like serves several, I would say. Now, because of course we have our main one, the students, and of course we also serve each other. Sasaluhan din kami sa office. No, so, of course, there's a lot of work to do. But at the same time, no, our department is very practice oriented. So kailangan likas sa amin talaga and talagang kusa namin pinipili rin, no, na may work outside of the office where we do a lot of consultancies for NGOs, for government. We do a lot of other dev work as well. No? So some of us also do help out with organizing. Some of us provide training. Some of us do contract research. Then some of us do, like I mentioned, consultancy work with government or help out with NGOs.
Oh, help me understand and para din sa mga viewers natin, how does that look like, yung job outside? Can you give like an example, of a past project?
Okay. So, for example, like ako currently, no, I have one with, well, ako primary, usually I help out with other government offices.
Okay.
So like right now, I have a small project with NEDA, no? Then NEDA, now DepDev, where I help out with their policy work on the innovation infrastructure of the Philippines. So my public policy degree was slated towards that.
Okay.
Then previously, I also had some work with the DOST, helping them out understand yung outlook or nangyayari sa science graduates natin. So, mga ganun po.
So,
And then,
mix ng research.
yeah, mixed research,
Policy.
and policy. And of course, we do a lot of community work as well. No? That's tied into a lot of our classes. So like for the dev study students, we have, we teach them project management classes. So requirement for them is to actually be partnered with a community where they're going to develop a program, a project with them, and then they need to implement the project. No? So, ganun po mga klaseng projects yung ginagawa namin. So, we work a lot with communities, no, with...
So, parang planning, leading, organizing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yan,
So, a
oo.
large mix.
Oo, yes, and
Multitasking.
all of it. And syempre, kasama doon yung kusa.
Yes.
Yes. So, parang yung heart of service and kusa, nandun talaga.
Yes.
Oo,
I would say.
oo,
no?
Yes. And the good thing is the service is extended even beyond Ateneo community, diba?
Oh, yes.
So we serve them. Naalala ko lang, Goods, naalala mo, nagkita kami ni Goods 2 years ago when we had international conference sa Hong Kong, yung service learning conference.
2024 yun.
2024
Okay.
December. So you get to really do different things, and then you meet different communities, different schools and communities where you kumbaga nag-a-align yung mga mission, yung mga ginagawa natin. So yun yung nakakatuwa na you get to meet these people. Okay, so nagkikita-kita din yung mga JVPs. Ay kasi naalala mo si Kuya Dong, nakita din natin. JVP also batch.
Batch ko siguro.
Ay oo, tama. Kabatch
Hindi
mo.
ko nakita.
Nandun, ay hindi pala. Ay, he was
Ibang
part.
year.
Oo,
Ah,
sa
he was
ibang
part.
year.
Ah,
Yes.
So,
okay.
nag-i-expand siya,
Nag-i-expand.
no?
Although,
Nag-i-expand.
Nakita tayo ni Dodong, di ba? Nag-immersion kami
Yes, sa
PJPS, no?
PJPS. Sa
Kasi
Binibig.
yun yung second year mo.
Yes, nandun si Kuya Dong yung
Oo.
batchmate niya.
Oo.
Stayed
So,
on there.
parang yung connection, no? It
Yes.
stays.
Oh, yeah.
It
Yeah, I
stays.
would say
It
so.
stays.
So, Goods, our episode is about pagbabalik. Okay, so what does pagbabalik mean to you now at this stage of your life?
I think my phone in question ilang taon ka daw?
Wala. Hindi yan kasama.
Walang yun. Para at least kasi stage of life.
Stage of
At least
life.
alam nila how old you are
Teka,
now.
magbibilang muna ako.
No
right
pressure.
Now, I am in 2026, so I should be turning 37 this
Okay.
year.
Oh, very young.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so pagbabalik.
Pagbabalik. Oo.
I'm not pagbabalik. No. Well, of course, I can think of it very theoretically and say that it just literally means going back.
Yes.
No? But I would say like in different aspects of my life, no, it can mean very different things, right? Because like I recently became a father, so
Wow, congrats.
well, di man super recent, no? 3 taon na yung anak ko.
So, at
How
least
many kids do
3
you
years
have?
ago.
I have 2.
Okay.
Right? So I have my youngest is 3, tapos my other one now is 13. So medyo malaking age gap.
Okay.
Yeah, super
okay.
laking age gap
Oo,
nila.
oo. And that's a stage.
Yeah, and that's the stage.
Yes.
So talagang there's a lot of returning that you do. No? But at the same time, pretty sure when my youngest one grows up, no, babalik na naman kami sa stories na yun.
May return
Yes.
ulit.
Yeah.
Oo.
Yeah. So that, and then of course yung coming back to the Philippines, I would say is one other meaning for it for me.
Because
When I left for studies, no, I knew I wanted to come back, no, but
okay.
there definitely was that inkling ng, or that curiosity of what if I don't? What if I just stay there? Hanap akong ibang gagawin? No? So of course it's a question that a lot of people keep asking. Ano ka na eh? Ba't ka
Oo
pa
nga,
umalis?
parang yun.
Sa Japan eh.
So,
Pangarap ng marami.
Bakit nga ba?
What made you come
Come back?
back?
Well, honestly, I did want to come back. No?
Did.
I really did want to come
Yes,
back.
did want.
I still-
Ay,
I mean,
akala mo
nandito na ako
did.
eh.
Kaya kasi ko did. Kaya nga.
Did.
Wait,
Oo,
mas okay.
did. I mean, nandito na rin naman ako. Right? And for me, it really wasn't that much of a question then, no, if I really wanted to stay. No? So in my mind, I really knew I really wanted to come back because like I mentioned, no, the further studies then, ang tunay ng end goal niya ay makapagturo. Right? And I was already within Ateneo then. So, I was pretty sure no, na if I come back, no, makakapagturo na rin talaga ako. So, I was okay. I was really okay with just coming back. Right? Then, other aspects, siguro I would say spiritually. No? So, my relationship, I guess, with God now is a bit no, in and out. No? So, yung pagbabalik doon ay binubuo ko pa. No? So, trying to get that back no, is honestly for me a very, very difficult thing. No? I never expected it to be really difficult. No? Lalo na nung high school, ay nung college, no? Nung JVP, no? I knew I was the spirituality then was a lot stronger. And then eventually out, in and out. So, hinahanap ko ngayon yung pagbabalik ko rin doon.
Okay.
So, hopefully, mahanap ko soon enough yun.
Well, thank you for being honest. That was a very honest take. Kung saan ka bumabalik. Oo. At ano yung situation, paano siya ngayon nag-intersect. Kasi yung pagbabalik mo, you were faithful to the goal of teaching. So, end goal was teaching. You were faithful to that. You built your career. And nag-progress na siya in your family. So, what would you say to someone who feels the call to serve pero syempre merong mag-worry na pamilya and personal goals mo, mag-worry ka na paanong ikakatulong ito sa career ko? Tama na ba ang timing? Will this give me stability? What would you tell future prospects who are in that stage of wondering too?
Actually, I get that question a lot. Kasi yung, like, our students, especially the seniors, no, who are about to graduate, or those who na dev study majors, or those that I have students of na biglang napapaisip din yung gusto mag-JVP. Right? Some of them ask that, or in general, no, how do you know kung yun talaga? To be honest, the answer I always give them is, honestly, hindi ko man talaga malalaman. No? Only in hindsight will you really be able to tell na tama talaga ginawa mo or mali. But apart from that, no, sometimes I'd ask my student, anong gusto mong klaseng sagot? Yung realistic answer, or do you want the more spiritual answer? Because if you want the more spiritual answer, I would let you know na you have to pray about it.
Discernment.
Really discern, you pray. You give it some time, you lift it up to God, you bring it up to Him. Tanungin mo kung talagang yun ba ang plano niya para sa'yo. Kung sumagot siya, swerte mo. kung hindi, minsan hahanapin mo yung sagot sa labas. No? Because sometimes God will not tell you directly, but God might tell you indirectly. Right? Through your family, through your friends, no? Sometimes through the wind. So, you just have to continuously pray about it, no, is what I would say. Sometimes my students would appreciate that. minsan syempre may mga ibang estudyante ngayon na parang hindi naman appreciate yung ganong klaseng sagot. So, I still nonetheless no, try to weave it in there pa rin, no, na at the end, no, if you really want a more sure way of finding out whether or not your decision is correct or what decision to take, no, I would say the strongest answer to that is really to pray about it and really discern.
Yes. So, mahalaga talaga yung discernment.
Very
ito
much
yung
so. Very much
Si
so.
San Ignacio, yung
Yes.
may kasalanan nito. Sa lahat tayo, dinala ni San Ignacio dito. Bago tayo siguro dumako, Miss Julie, baka gusto mo ding ikwento ang iyong pagbabalik, storya ng pagbabalik.
Oh,
Alam ko mahaba yan.
Okay, kasi pag kinento ko magmamath kayo eh.
Ay, hindi naman.
Okay, so after 32 years, and this is like post-retirement, so parang yun na yun, actually yung career stability, napagdaanan ko na yun with my husband, raising 2 kids, pag-graduate na sila, and I retired from corporate after 25 years. So now I'm back. Ang pagbabalik dito sa Ateneo, kasi dito naman lahat nagsimula eh. And yun yung na-realize ko nung nag-guest ako. Siyempre, I was forced to answer questions. So na-realize ko, oo nga no, kahit natapos na yung program, naisip ko, bumabalik ako sa simula ko. Oo, bumalik ako sa simula doon sa inspiration to serve. Parang ikaw, my friend ka, sabi mo, ano nga yung name niya? na kabatch mo who was in the program and you got inspired? Nakilala mo at least?
Jaiza.
Jaiza. Okay, so ganun din yung kabarkada ko, si JG. Oo, kasi ko, Doon ako na-inspire kung kaya ni JG, kaya ko din yan. So that's where the possibility started. So now, I'm back to serving, but in a different form as a counselor. So I guess yun, parang bumabalik ka talaga kung saan ka nagsimula. And it's like coming home. And I love being back. So I'm basically home.
Yes,
So,
welcome
walang
home.
math yun, ha?
Yes, mga kwentong pagbabalik.
Yes,
diba?
kwento talagang pagbabalik. Ikaw din.
Yes, pabalik-balik. So parang hindi, kasi parang like 2 years JVP and then I was, yun nga, after 2 years of serving in JVP, I served in the prison ministry sa PJPS. So nagpa-absorb ako doon. So I continued the
Or
mission.
maybe you never left.
Yes,
Oh, I
actually.
like that.
Oo, tama yun.
You
Hindi
never
pala.
left.
So, serve there. Tapos after nun, is yun, nag-POPS, nag-program officer dito.
Yes.
Dito sa
Mm-mm.
JVP
Sa JVP
National
naman.
Office. And then,
Nag-abot kayo?
I don't know, she was... Paano nag-awal?
Like, nung nag-program officer siya, nandun ka pa?
No.
Ano, Mar?
I was
Sa
already here. Oski at
Oski,
nag-aral
yes,
na rin
yes,
ako.
Okay.
yes, at nag-aral. So, serving as program officer, then after that, I joined the junior high school. Pero yung work ko din is like, yun, serving in the communities kasi the students is, we bring students for immersion,
oo.
to bring them to the peripheries and forming them up until now. And actually, hindi pala talaga bumabalik. Parang andun siya kasi it's been like more than 10 years that I've been serving the prison ministry. So I volunteered there monthly as much as possible. Tapos helping yung different social apostolates dito sa Ateneo. So marami. So binabalikan. So siguro yun nga, parang nagayuma.
It stayed with you. It stayed with you. You never left.
Yeah,
Ang
yeah.
ganda ng story mo, Diko.
So yun, dahil February ngayon, so baka yun nga, na-in love kay JVP. So there was a time,
so ang
of
tanong ko,
course,
first love sa service? Yun ba
Yes,
yun? Was
yes.
it your first love in service?
yes. So parang you were really drawn to help and serve. Parang hindi, it makes you complete in a way na you're able to help and serve. And yun nga yung lagi nating binabanggit, tayo yung nagbibigay, pero mas tayo yung binibiyayaan at binibigyan ng maraming bagay. So the relationship, the community, and continually living out our core values, the 5 S's.
That's right.
And when we see the different JVPs and the different communities, we see the spirit na alam mo yung parang yung naalala ko yung sabi ng pops namin, parang joke siya na kahit magkalayong batch kayo, yung JVP parang close sila lagi or binabayaran maging close kasi di ba yung hug of peace, like we hug and there, you can see the warmth. Maybe that's the spirit of JVP imbibe in us. Parang
Embodied,
Yes,
no?
yes.
So I guess from your stories, Kevin and Dickel, it really shows that JVP is a lifelong formation.
Yes, yes.
And the Ignatian spirituality, I like how you aptly put it, it's woven.
Yes.
Hindi mahihiwalay ang spirituality, ang discernment, the Ignatian spirituality, because this is the core, this is our big why. So it's really woven. So, and we know that service has a way of opening us. And in that opening, we get back much more. And basically, yun. Doon ako na continually na-inspired dun sa story ni Kevin na much more.
Yes, totoo.
You get much more.
Much more were given to us. So, parang kumbaga from then and until now, the mission continues. So, it continues to live within us. And, siguro, Goods, ano yung mga pwede mong, nabanggit mo na, like you're in the teaching, in the development work. So, what else could you, especially now that, different stages sa ating mga estudyante at sa ating community, and of course, the different issues that we're facing now. Like, how can you invite this youth, these young people to also serve and to help? Kasi parang kumbaga mas challenging siya ngayon. I think, on my perspective, diba? Compared dun sa mga batch natin, parang ang daling mag-invite, ang daling, tara mag-JVP ka. But, on your experience, parang,
How do we-
Ano yung
Yes.
landscape now?
Yung landscape now?
Oo.
Well, for me kasi like, I mean, even then, di ba, a large question that people would have if you do decide to, or if you're deciding to do JVP, no, is the economic side of things,
That's right.
di ba?
Yes.
And I would say now is a bit more difficult. No? And there's, of course, a lot more competition, I would say, for JVP. No? Because the dev circle or the dev sector itself, no, has widened to such an extent na halos kahit saan ka pumunta, no, you will be able to serve in some way or some form.
Okay.
Right? So like, ngayon marami kaming students na gusto actually magdoktor. No? Pero napunta sa DS or Dev Studies kasi hindi sila natanggap sa first choice nila. So,
Okay.
when we ask them about it, a lot of them would say, well, gusto ko magdoktor because I want to serve people. Right? We keep telling them na, you can serve your sector, the health sector, without actually needing to be a doctor.
Okay.
Because there are people who, like for example, a lot of people who work in the DOH, serve the health sector but are not necessarily doctors. Yes, the medical knowledge will certainly be helpful, right? But service does not necessarily need to be tied to a profession, I would say. Because like teaching in itself, is an act of service. No? And like fairly recently, diba, lumabas yung EDCOM2 report, and the service
Yeah.
that we need to be rendering hindi nagagawa because of how some
The
things
gaps,
are.
ang laki ng gaps from the EDCOM report.
Yeah, and then the
nakakahabag.
institutions that are there, the culture that's been there, it's really difficult to break down, right? But it will require people to really work at it. No? And part of that working will be a call to maybe serve as a teacher. No? And there are places that are really underserved, which I would say JVP serves. Right? And I guess another big challenge that we have in our world today is that I would say there is a great anxiety now towards very much so uncertainty.
Ramdam mo yun. Ramdam mo
Especially
yun,
in uncertainty.
Oo.
No? And,
Totoo.
sa atin, di ba, parang...
Lalo na ngayon.
Lalo ngayon, parang ang hirap tanggapin or isipin yung di mo alam kung saan ka papadala. Hanggang mamaya-maya pa. No,
Pero
but-
ito may layer yung... help us understand ano yung layer of uncertainty na yun
uncertainty. Well, I would say it's because I would maybe put it out as there's just so much uncertainty in almost all aspects of our life.
That's right.
So like if you live in Metro Manila, traffic alone is a big uncertainty. So you have to really plan ahead. But even sometimes planning ahead and leaving like an hour, 2 hours ahead, hindi mo pa rin sigurado kung makakaabot ka ng tamang oras. Minsan masyadong maaga, minsan late ka pa rin. Economically, of course, inflation is there. Medyo na-control na rin siya to a certain extent. But still, you're not so sure what can happen. And with how politics works, internationally, hindi
Here,
rin natin
lalo
sure.
dito,
Lalo dito.
international, yeah.
So there's a lot of up and down, and it really affects a lot of people's lives, right? And certainly, surveys would show na ang pinakahabol talaga ng tao ngayon is to find a way to make ends meet, more certainly, with more
That's right.
certainty.
More certainty.
So I would say a lot of anxiety can come from that, right? And even
Of
our
course,
students,
rightly so.
aren't
Rightly
really
so.
sure, So if you follow, like for example, sa Freedom Wall, ang dami ring lumalabas doon na takot ng mga bata, ng mga estudyante about getting a job, right? How much org work do I have to do to really get a job, or what courses should I take? So you can see the anxiety that a lot of people
And
feel.
you-
Right?
You
And-
get to interact with that.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
yes.
of course, part of it is really having to process that experience of theirs.
And you're doing that by giving them possibilities.
Yeah,
Parang
a
eyes
possibility.
wide open. Ito
Oo.
ang
Yes,
possibilities, may uncertainty.
Yes.
And then
Oo.
the discernment.
Oo.
Yeah.
As much as possible, papasok. Tutuhon mo siya.
Tutuhon natin yun.
Yes. So despite yung nakakatuwa lang din is yung despite the uncertainties, there's still a lot of people who are really brave souls who have the courage to really volunteer and help in whatever way they can. But those are valid concerns actually,
Yeah.
especially ngayon sa
Yeah.
lahat ng nangyayari. Naalala ko lang din sa mga estudyante ko. Like when one
How
of our
old are your
activities,
students? Anong grade niya
mga
sila?
13 to 15. So
Oh,
these are
13.
grade 7 to
Okay.
grade 10 students. So ang ang daming uncertainties, like sinasabi nila, ang hirap mahalin ng Pilipinas. But when we learn, when they get to immerse and see these realities, parang ang dami palang din papalang dahilan na mahalin yung Pilipinas.
Pwede.
Pwede pa, yes.
And I
So,
guess, eto na, slide in natin that isang paraan para mahalin ng
Totoo.
Pilipinas, so let's show the poster invite for JVP, is to join and volunteer.
Yes.
That's a concrete way to love our country back and serve.
yes. So, ongoing yung ating application ngayon. So, please, if you would be willing to serve in a community in the different sectors, please do apply for JVP. So, marami po kayong magagawa at matututunan dito. So, we're actually batch 37. Parang ang tagal na, di
So,
ba?
batch 37.
37 ng, 47 rather. 47. So,
Okay. Wow, malapit na siyang mag-big 5-0.
yes,
Ah,
in
okay.
3 years. So, please join JVP. Visit our page or you can scan the code that we have. So, be part of a life-changing mission today. So, if you're single, 20 to 40 years old, Filipino citizen, so either you're a college graduate or young professionals, physically fit and emotionally balanced or stable, and determined to make a positive change to the different communities, different sectors, and you are sincere, and you have the desire to really help serve the different communities, so please do join JVP. So, yun po. So thank you. So, for that, so siguro ano na lang, bago tayo matapos. Okay, so
bilis,
mga...
no? Ang galing.
Oo,
So, bago natin i-close,
Yes. So, parang, ano yung parang take away mo, Kev, sa lahat ng to? Parang yung, if you are to describe in
The
a word
1
or
hour?
phrase.
Oo.
Sa lahat ng
Sa lahat
sa
ng mga-
kwentuhan natin,
Kung
sa
kwentuhan
mga
natin,
shinare
sa
mo.
JVP experience, sa journey mo, sa pagbabalik mo, and then now, in the... pero bago pala yan, curious lang din,
Okay.
dahil may anak ka, would you be willing to, if ever maisip nila in how many years na mag-JVP, papayagan mo ba sila?
Oh, ako, most likely, yes.
Ah,
My wife
yes.
would probably say no.
Okay.
But I would probably be okay with it.
Yes.
Right? I mean, yung immersion pa lang sa high school pa.
Yes, yes.
Parang kinakabahan na ako, parang kulang. Kulang yan. It's,
Yeah.
I think it's also a very important life skill. No, if you want to think of it in that sense.
Yes,
no?
yes.
Yeah. So yeah, probably yes.
Yes. Oo nga naman. So, siguro,
The takeaway?
the takeaway.
The takeaway, like from the radio show.
Our conversation.
Okay.
Sa mga
Or
shinare
ano yung magiging, gusto mong parang mensahe para sa ating mga nanonood or dun sa mga JVP or sa mga gustong maglingkod sa kahit saang paraan or gustong bumalik.
Okay. I guess, I mean, coming from my story as well, no? When I finished JVP, no, I would always say na yung kwento ko, hindi yung kwentong pang-media. Since it was for me, a very silent year, no? To be honest, no, when I ended, it wasn't as fulfilling as I thought it would have been, no? But in all honesty, the fulfillment really came later when the next batch came in, tapos nabanggit sa akin na yung tumuloy ng ginawa ko was according to JVP then, no, was because I was able to write, no, proposals. So finally may nakatanggap ng pera, so nakapagtuloy na rin sila ng project, no. So that was when I actually felt, no, the most fulfillment out of the year. So I guess that's a message that I'd like to share. No? That sometimes, no, people, when you serve, or especially for the younger generation, no, many really do get frustrated, no, kasi naghahanap ng makikitang immediate impact, right, or immediate outcome dun sa nagawa nilang service. No? But sometimes that really comes a lot later, and you really won't be able to see it, no, until you really look back, right? So, I guess, no, maybe if a good takeaway no, is just if you think, no, and if you feel that this is something for you,
Yes.
pagdasalan mo, no, maybe sometimes you might want to second guess yourself, but just to be sure. No, but if it's a strong calling, no, I think you you might want to consider really, taking that calling, seriously, right? Because I know that there are a lot of students, and a lot of people who have a very strong calling towards a life of service, right? And I understand that reality and economic reality and social reality can make it difficult. But sometimes you just really have to go do it, no? Mga sinasabi ni Father Ferrels, yung lundagin mo, baby.
Yes.
So, sometimes you just really have to take the plunge, just jump and go towards it, and it will be more fulfilling than you might actually think. So there is, I wouldn't say beauty, but there is great things that often follow, a decision that maybe may seem cloudy or uncertain at first.
Wow, very inspiring. So
I know. So with that, we want to thank you, Kevin, because your journey. Thank you so much for sharing, because your journey actually reminded us that when you serve, you grow, but in that growth, it takes patience. Yeah, kasi change takes time, but you planted the seed, and that seed, you really need patience, and merong magtutuloy dahil may sasagot din, may ibang tutugon to continue your work, which is what happened. But yun nga, para sa mga kabataan, there has to be an element of patience. Parang eyes wide open when you serve. Kailangan yung virtue of patience will actually be developed. Like what you said with you, parang unfulfilling, but the seed was planted, merong tumugon, may tumuloy, and nag-grow, nag-bear fruit.
So thank you so much, Goods. So ang dami naming baon at of course our viewers. So thank you as well to Radyo Katipunan team and the Share Ko Lang JVP team behind the scenes. Okay. And of course, we have
to our listeners and viewers, thank you for being part of this community.
So we have here some basahin lang natin yung mga post. So si Mima, si Miss Mima, Gogo, Dikel, and Julie. So cheer nila tayo. Si Miss Pinky de Guzman, so thumbs up. And si Miss Shine, Yahoo, and si Sir Jean Ladrido, inspiring stories daw. And from Miss Eva Ocampo, amen. And then si Tia, soul guest. So ang dami nilang natutunan for good sa ating storya ngayon. So thank you. So you can support JVP by volunteering, sharing your time and presence, supporting programs, donating, or simply keeping JVP communities in your prayers.
Yes, highly need that.
Yes. So this has been Share Ko Lang, Serbisyong Kusang Loob. Session 3, Episode 4 na pinamagatan nating Mula Noon Hanggang Ngayon, ang kwento ng pagbabalik.
Yes, you can replay this episode on Radyo Katipunan and the Jesuit Volunteers Philippines Facebook and YouTube pages.
So remember, the call to serve is a call we keep returning to.
Again, ako po si Julie.
And ako naman si Dikel.
And our guest,
Okay, goods.
Goods. Okay, so basta good news, share ko lang. Okay, so thank you so much po.
thank you.
Yes.
Coming up next, SKL. Share ko lang, mga kwentong serbisyong kusang loob on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Pagod ka na ba sa mga chismis? Fake news? Bad news? Good news naman! Isishare namin sa inyo ang good news. Samahan ang Jesuit Volunteers Philippines na maghatid sa inyo ng mga balita at kwentong totoo at may puso. Makinig sa mga istorya ng pagtutulungan, pagkakawang gawa, mga kwentong serbisyong kusang loob. KSKL. Share ko lang, Huwebes, alas 5 ng hapon, dito lang sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.